What's up, guys? Welcome to Money So Tasty. Let's all get a taste of capital. With COVID-19 under control, many fellows notice that the housing market is back to boom. A lot more people are seeing different properties, and more we're seeing multiple offers or even bidding war on certain properties. So some fellows are saying, what exactly is pre-construction assignment? I see it from time to time. What exactly is pre-construction? Can I really turn $50,000 into $250,000? As a buyer, how do I make sure I'm buying the pre-construction assignment at the right price? So today we'll talk about what's up with pre-construction and pre-construction assignment. At the end of this video, we'll also share with you how we can price pre-construction deals. What are some of the rules you can follow to make sure you never overpay for something like that? If this is your first time to our channel, this channel is all about sharing on your journey to financial freedom. What are the money-making or investing mindset you want to have? What are the common pitfalls you want to avoid? If you want to become financially free with us naturally, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on your notification so you will never miss another pie in the sky. Okay, first things first, what exactly is a pre-construction deal? Well, pre-construction means you're buying a property before it's built, hence the word pre-construction. Now, the relationship between resale properties and pre-construction deals are kind of similar to the relationship between stocks and options, for those of you familiar with stock trading. Now, we talked a little bit about stocks in our mutual fund episode, where we shared with you how you can pick the winning mutual funds and stay away from the losing mutual funds. Maybe in our future episode, we'll also talk a little bit about options. What is pre-construction? Pre-construction is something like this. The developer wants to build a high-rise condo. But before it starts to build, it needs capital. So it starts selling. So all the buyers, you're really buying the property based on a floor plan, based on an idea of how tall this building is, how each unit will look like, what kind of amenity it is, as well as you have some track record you can see in terms of the developer probably builds similar projects. And now the developer wants to sell to the buyer, so it generates capital. The advantage for the developer is really to get capital in advance, so it helps with their cash flows. Now, what about the advantage for the buyers to join? Well, one, you probably get a cheaper price. Because if this high-rise condo is already built, they are probably going to charge more. Now, the second advantage for the buyer is the very attractive payment plan. Now, you don't need to pay 100% or 50% of the purchase price. Often, you really need just 10% to 20% of the purchase price over 1 to 2 years. So let's say you found a unit you really like, one bedroom unit worth $500,000. You really only need to put $50,000 to $100,000 in a series of payments in the next 1 to 2 years. So this saves a lot of capital for the buyers as well. So let's say you have $300,000. You can delegate $50,000 to $100,000 to this, whereas you still have another $200,000 where you can invest in other projects, stock market, etc. So it's a better use of the capital. Now, the high-rise condo usually takes 3 to 5 years to build. And in this 3 to 5 year, let's say the real estate market has been quite stable. It grew, let's say, 5%. So originally that condo unit might be $500,000. Now, over 3, 4, 5 years, prices went up. It might be selling for $700,000. But remember, the buyer really only putting $50,000 to $100,000. And now he gained $200,000. So in total, he has $250,000 to $300,000. So essentially, this buyer made 3 to 5 times of his original capital. That is, of course, with the correct investments, right? Investing always has different types of risks, which we'll talk about maybe later on. Now, what exactly is pre-construction assignment? Pre-construction assignment basically means before the final closing. So before the buyer really got this unit, he wants to transfer the rights and the benefits as well as the risks to someone else. So at this point, there is really just a contract between the buyer, original buyer, and the developer. And now, so what he wants to do is really just to transfer the contracts as well as the rights, the risks, and the benefits within the contracts to someone else. Now, in order to do pre-construction assignment, there are really three parties in this transaction. You have the developer, you have the assigner, who is the current seller, the original purchaser, and you have the assignee, who is the new buyer. In order for this to go through, it has to be win-win for the buyer and the seller, right? So what are the advantages for the buyer? The first advantage for the buyer is to avoid competition. As you probably know, resale properties are publicly advertised. That means many buyers know that this property is going for sale, which is why we often have multiple offers or bidding war. In our previous episode, we talked about what exactly is a multiple offers. What are the things seller needs to know in order to maximize your home price, and how the buyer can use a bully offer to really take advantage of this situation. If you haven't got a chance, check it out later. On the other hand, pre-construction assignment deals are not publicly advertised, which means often there's less competition. You can probably negotiate a better terms or price, and you increase your chance of getting through that deal. The second advantage for the buyer is really you're getting a brand new unit and you can move in pretty soon. Because pre-construction assignment deals usually happen, let's say 1 month, 2 months, or even a couple months before the final closing, which means you can move in relatively soon. You don't have to wait 3 to 5 years like most of the pre-construction deals. And unlike resale properties, you're getting a brand new unit. You don't have to worry about aging, wear and tears. You don't have to worry about, you don't like the customization, for example. A lot of people saying they don't like the color of the floor when they move in. Well, with pre-construction assignment, you still might have some choice. You might still be able to choose the color of your floor, the color of your cabinets, etc. So you're getting a brand new unit with some customization, which you can move in relatively quickly. Now, the third advantage for the buyers to get a pre-construction assignment is you probably can inherit some of the VIP benefits. Now, if the pre-construction deal was a good deal back 3 and 4 years ago, it could be a very hot commodity, which means it can be very hard to get certain VIP benefits, such as certain upgrades, certain cash bonuses, some freebies such as a free center island, etc. But now, because you're getting this pre-construction assignment, you might be able to inherit all those VIP benefits, which the previous seller probably fought hard for. Now let's talk about what is the advantage to the seller. Because in order for this deal to move through, it really needs to be a win-win. Well, for the seller, so the previous purchaser, the biggest advantage is about capital management. So getting the capital out, taking the cash out. Because remember, originally the buyer, the current seller, puts in $50,000 in. And now the contract itself, it's worth $250,000 or $300,000. So he really just wants to take that cash out so he can allocate the cash into the next investment. Now, if this process is done right, over time, this snowballing effect could be pretty huge. At the same time, if the seller chooses to do pre-construction assignment, then he doesn't need to worry about closing, which has a couple issues. One is mortgage, right? The seller might already have some mortgages, so it might be hard for him to qualify for additional mortgage. Second, he doesn't have to worry about occupancy costs, closing costs, land transfer tax, etc. So it's more peace of mind and just get the money out so he can invest in another projects and generate that snowballing effect. Okay, now let's talk about how we can price a pre-construction assignment deal. Now, pricing pre-construction assignment deal is generally pretty complex because we mentioned in our previous episodes, properties in general have heterogeneity, which means every property is different. So we really need to look at that specific pre-construction to make sure we're pricing correctly. But we have some trends we can use to give us some ideas. So usually what we are seeing is a pre-construction assignment price is somewhere between similar resale prices and new pre-construction deal prices. Well, why is that? Because a pre-construction assignment deal, you're getting the property essentially brand new, Whereas resale property, it's probably a couple year old. So new property should demand a higher price than a resale old properties. At the same time, new pre-construction deals means those deals starts to build, let's say, over the next 3 to 5 years. You look at the new pre-construction deal that comes out, it has some future price component. The other reason, remember, is new pre-construction deals often have very attractive payment plans. You only really need to put in 10%, 15% in order to get that unit. Whereas pre-construction assignment, which we'll talk about more in detail next time in terms of how much you're going to put in, it's much, much more than 5% to 10%. So in order to be attractive, what we are often seeing is that the pre-construction assignment price is set below new pre-construction deals and above similar resale units. So in our next episode, we'll go deeper into pre-construction assignment. We'll calculate what exactly is the assignment price. What are the components within the assignment price? As a buyer, really, how much do you need to put down? We get asked a lot for that question. How much do I need to get a pre-construction assignment deal? We'll also share with you, given the same amount of capital, is it better off to buy a pre-construction assignment, or is it better to just buy a resale properties? What are the things you need to know? So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Okay, that's it for today, guys. What is your thoughts, views, or funny stories relating to pre-construction deals, pre-construction assignment, and just real estate in general? We'd love to see your comments below. If you have any questions relating to pre-construction assignment, feel free to leave your comment as well, and we'll try to get back to you. On our journey to financial freedom, we need to form some good habits. So why don't we start with the following 3 habits? If you haven't done so, make sure you subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share with your friends and family who you have probably discussed similar topics with. Let's share the love and grow rich together. Money so tasty, retire so early. Until next time, remember, you are freer than you think.